All yours.
Thank you. In the summer of 2019, they were just rumors from the Far East. Voices in the wind, speaking of a great threat to human life. None of us ever thought that these rumors would hit our shores as hard, cold truth. As the word of the alien killer, a new kind of virus spread, so did the confirmation that we have to brave a new way of living. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, visitors, and guests. You see, on the 1st of March, 2020, the experts announced that we have one male who had tested positive for this virus, who then became patient zero in Southern Africa. We had opened the floodgates from our penchant of international travel, coupled with globalization as a way of life. Gradually, the list of patients grew, of citizens testing positive grew, and in turn forced the hand of the powers that be, namely President Cyril Ramaphosa, to chart into unprecedented waters, a national lockdown. Restricted movement, no income for many. The 27th of March 2020 became the day that redefined my life, our lives, and the corporate culture as we knew it. The intention of the lockdown was, and still is, to flatten the curve and to get authorities a head start in preparing our response. It started as 21 days of a hard lockdown, which was then extended by another 14 days. And during that time, a lot of people were introduced to the concept of working from home, which meant that meetings were done virtually, as we are doing now. Working from home also meant that one had to wear more than one hat, playing multiple roles in the home. And I must say that this has given me a new level of respect for people for different vocations. Fast forward to the 23rd of June 2020, yesterday, day before yesterday, my apologies. The number of citizens that tested positive was standing at 106,108 cases across South Africa, with 1,382,772 tests having been conducted and 55,045 recoveries. And I'm pretty sure that there will be more recoveries. Okay. As the lockdown was announced, the South African economy had businesses in sectors such as manufacturing that were already on their knees. And with the lack of economic activity, this was a proverbial nail in the coffin for most of those businesses. As the economy bled circa 13 billion rand a day, well, this is according to CNBC Africa. In order to survive as the economy gradually opens up, businesses have had to embrace e-commerce, which for some traditional brick and mortar companies was never a consideration. This thrust the companies into a new era of trade at a pace that even some experts might not have guessed. Pre-lockdown, the levels were expected that the e-commerce sector in South Africa would have a user penetration of 37% in 2020. And this was expected that it would hit 50.8% by 2024. And this is according to Statista.com. However, we have already seen an 8% year-on-year increase in the first quarter of 2020. The year 2020 has been tough, and adjusting to this new world has not been easy. But we have to understand that this new world will remain this way for a while. What we knew as the norm will no longer be. And as the theory of business evolution goes, it's either we adapt or we die. It is now indeed a world for the brave and resilient. In the words of Tupac Shakur, we all grow, we are made to grow. You either evolve or you disappear. Thank you, Toastmaster. I hand over back to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for that speech, Nomawethu. It's either you evolve or you disappear. So I don't know if the current Exco, are they evolving or are they disappearing? But thank you for that speech from Nomawethu regarding with what you said. And yes, we're living in tough times. We're all adjusting to what we have. And now we're living in a space where there's COVID-19. And yeah, the new normal is we stay indoors, we're wearing masks, we're sanitizing. Every shop that you go to, you get sanitized. But I don't see Richard on the line. So I think our next speaker now, it will be Usbongile Mtweku. Sbongile will be evaluated by Zakia. Can we have Zakia reading Sbongile Mtweku's speech objectives? Over to you, Zakia.
Forgot to unmute. Hello again, everybody. I will be evaluating Sibongele's speech, which is part of the research and presenting section on pathways. Her speech title is called Space Sightseeing. And the purpose of this project is for Sibongele to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. So I'll be looking out for whether she's presented a well-organized, well-delivered speech, whether it's humorous, informational, and just providing a general evaluation of her speech as well. Good luck to you, Sibongile.
Thank you for that, Zakia. You know, the funny part is, as it starts with her today, I was lucky to see her first speech. And her first speech, she was nervous, she was shaking, but one thing that I'll tell you, she had content and she had confidence. So today, let's listen to Sbongile during her last speech of Project One, saying space sightseeing. Space sightseeing with Sbongile Mtweku. Over to you, Sbongile. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and to all our lovely guests. I have a catchy title for my speech, don't you think so? I think so. Especially as we acknowledge that resilience starts with you. The speech is about space. The Earth is a cradle of humanity. But mankind cannot stay in the cradle forever. This is a quote from Constantine. Fellow Toastmasters, on Saturday, May the 30th, we watched with amazement, glued to our screens as we saw SpaceX launch its first mission from Florida as part of the NASA's commercial crew. This was the first human spaceship that will take non-astronauts to space. Because NASA's spaceship had passed in 2011, that was their last one. So NASA was now paying seats on the Russian spacecraft to take their astronauts to space. So who is NASA and who is SpaceX? NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. It is part of the US space and government technology. In short, you cannot go to space without them being involved at all. They were responsible for the first moon landing in 1969. Currently, only Russia and NASA are able to go to space. But now with the newcomer on the block being SpaceX, things are changing. Not only astronauts can go to space, everyone can go to space because SpaceX is a private company. If you have the money, you can pay for your ticket and go and see what orbit looks like. SpaceX, as I said, is a private company. Its main function is space private transportation. It is based in California. It was founded in 2002 by Elon Musk. Now, Elon is very, very close to home because he's a Pretoria boy. He's a fellow South African. His dream started in 2001 when he wanted to propose a greenhouse in Mars. This was his dream. He wanted to go and plant something in Mars. So he reached out to those people who owned rockets at the time. He could not afford to buy a rocket to take him to space to plant. What did he do? He did not throw away his dream. He decided, I'm gonna build my own spacecraft. So in 2002, SpaceX was formed. Now he had a company that could take him to space and let him do what he needed to do. This is how SpaceX came to be. According to the National Geographic, the launch is a very important one in our lifetime, especially. It is designed to ferry as many as 7 people. It is a sleek capsule. It is filled with all technology that you can dream about. It's got a lot of safety features. One of them, they've done 80 parachute tests just to make sure if anything goes wrong. We've tried this thing 80 times. This is not cheap. It's very expensive to do that. Another space feature is that they had enough medical facilities in the Atlantic Ocean, in the Gulf of Mexico. Should anything go wrong, the astronauts will be taken care of. Now, when we come to the spacecraft itself, you've got the rockets, you've got the pressure suits. What is so important about the pressure suits is that they are an extension of the spacecraft itself. They are able to cool you off. They are able to heat you up. You don't have to be carrying oxygen tanks like they did in the olden days. It is all custom made for the 2 astronauts on board. Their names were Rob and Doug. The suit is very important because not only is it able to help you with everything, but the helmet was the first one to be 3D printed that has gone to space. Their gloves are made in such a way that you don't have to take them off. You can use them on while you're on board, even though they are touch screens. I think as humans, we've come a long way. We are now at the space where we can visit out of space. You do not have to be an astronaut. Not all of us can be scientists, but we want to go and explore. I think as humans, we have been known to explore and disturb the peace that exists in spaces that we capture. My wish is that as much as we are excited of this venture, we can be sensitive and wise to the environment that we will now be part of. As we enter this new time in our era, let's look into the future and embrace our new tourist attraction in space sightseeing. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you for that awesome speech. I think I'm gonna go to space now. I think I'm going to try my luck and follow Elon Musk to see exactly what's happening in space. As you said, to say, let's explore. And I'd like for the new Exco to start exploring ways of how are they getting and how are they making this club the best club in the northern suburbs. You guys have done an awesome job, but now is the time to be innovative. Now is the time to get onto that pilot, jet ski, whatever you want to get in, and fly. You guys have been on a 3-wheel that somebody's balancing you, but now you're taking out the 2 wheels out. And when you're taking out the 2 wheels, you're flying alone. Siski is gone. Khadi is gone. Tando is gone. You guys are on your own. It's time for you to fly very high. But you know what? Today, I'm so excited because one person has been trying so hard, has been working so hard, has gone to so many meetings. She has done so much things. She even started this club. She has been an area director. She has been a club coach. She's the founder of Future Leaders. She calls herself Gadi Mo or Khadi Mo or Khadi Mueng. But I'm happy to have met her in my life. I'm happy to have worked with her. And I'm happy to have been part of a DTM journey. And today, she's finally, I like everybody. Don't be jealous, guys. This is a big occasion. For her to choose Northriding to deliver her last speech, it means a lot to her. It means a lot to the club. Don't be jealous because you're still on level 2, you're still on level 1, but she's finished. Unmute your mics. But before you unmute your mics, can we have Nandi, the incoming president, the current Division S speech champion, to tell us what are Khadi's speech objectives? Nandi, over to you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. And what an honor to be evaluating Khadi's final speech. She is doing the Advanced Communicator Series Project 5. And her objective today is to prepare an entertaining after-dinner talk on a specific theme and to deliver it using the skills learned in preceding projects. This is so fantastic, Khadi. I am so excited for you and so happy to play this little role in your journey. So all the best. I look forward to your speech entitled Journey to DTM. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
This is her journey to DTM. I like somebody who's got a camera, everybody to unmute their mics, everybody to switch on their cameras. Guys, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. After today, she's going to be called DTM Khadifeli. Let's switch on our camera, let's unmute our mics, and let's give her a round of applause as she does her last project. And the speech is Journey to DTM with Khadifeli Muyeng. Khadifeli Muyeng with Journey to DTM. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. It's her woman. Give it to her. Let's give it to her. Thank you very much. Over to you, Khadifeli.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. An unknown author once said, when life knocks you down, roll over and look at the stars. On the 6th of June 2016, I walked into my first Toastmaster meeting at 4th Dimension Toastmasters Club. I did not know what to expect. Khadifeli was a timid, no self-esteem village girl. And I loved being around self-confident people for only one reason. Confident people always do the talking on other people's behalf. I was so shy to utter even one word when we are in a social space. I remember in 2012, when we were celebrating my daughter's 5th birthday, my cousin, Madi Buseng, was there. She's one of those people, very confident. When my daughter's friends' parents arrived, she was doing all the talking, and all I had to do was to serve food. That was the best birthday I ever attended. Less talking and more serving. You see, being timid was a disease I had for a very, very long time. In 2015, we had a year-end function at work, and for some reason, my boss decided that everyone must say something. I chose to be the last speaker, and thank goodness, everyone who spoke before me had a lot to say. When we got to the second last speaker, there was not enough time for me and the second last speaker to speak. And the boss, Mr. Martiniasen, felt so bad. And he told us that the company loves us so much. It is just that there isn't so much time for us to speak. But could we please email whatever that we wanted to say to him so that he knows how we feel about the company? At that moment, I felt that I was God's favorite child. He made everyone else to speak for so long so that I do not have to embarrass myself in front of my colleagues and do what I feared the most, which was public speaking. My shyness ruined so many opportunities in my life. I remember when I was in high school, I was nominated to be the prefect because my teacher probably saw a leader in me that I was not seeing. She called me into the principal's office and she said, Khadi, I believe that your fellow students could learn a thing or two from you. If you are the prefect, you can lead them to the right direction. At that moment, all I was thinking was that I will have to address my fellow student. I will have to stand in front of everyone and speak. The answer from me shocked the teacher. I became deaf. I could not utter a single word. My response to my teacher was, meaning I couldn't speak. And that gestures were followed by the tears running over my face. And I finally realized that adventures are the best way to learn. I have been trying to recruit some of my friends to join Toastmasters, and they told me that being a DTM is overrated. I do not blame them at all, because when I walked into the 4th Dimension Toastmasters Club 4 years back, I heard the term DTM being loosely thrown around, and I had no idea what it meant. But those people that were called DTM looked very different from everyone. Not that they were more handsome or prettier than the others, but they were confident. And one of the DTMs I met, but was not part of the 4th Dimension Toastmasters, was Andrew Zuro. I was honestly intimidated by his level of confidence. But deep down, I said to myself, I want to be like this guy. I want that confident very bad. And the same night I saw Andrew Zuro, I could not stop talking about DTM. My husband is not a Toastmaster. He probably thought DTM was my Ben 10. In my journey to DTM, I faced embarrassing moments. During my CC5 speech, I froze in front of my fellow Toastmasters. I could not remember my next line. I remember measuring the distance from the door and where I was standing. All I wanted to do was to disappear. But unfortunately, that day, I was not God's favorite child. He did not create that hole for me to hide. My legs could not move and run to the door. I eventually carried my heavy body to my seat, and one of the DTMs, Kirsten Long, congratulated me. And she said, "Well done, Khadi, for being courageous and speaking in front of us. You did an amazing job." At that moment, the only thing I had energy to do was to take my glass of wine and have a sip. Thanks to all the DTMs that are inspiring us to keep moving and achieve this dream. Today, I do not need my cousin, Madibuseng, when I have a special occasion. I can do all the talking. If I could go back to my boss, Mr. Martiniasen, and tell him in front of everyone how much I enjoyed working with him. If I could go back to my high school teacher and ask for that prefect position, I would definitely do that. And to my friends who think that being a DTM is overrated, today I would like to say to them, being a DTM is not overrated. Being a DTM is a special thing one should achieve. I asked one of the DTMs, Tebogo Matlo, how it feels to be a DTM, and she said that it is amazing. I'm not yet a DTM, and I already feel amazing. I have amazing friendships because of Toastmasters. I have amazing business partner, and yet to meet more business partners because of Toastmasters. And lastly, my potential business partners, Tebogo Ramatlo, Grant Senzani, and Tebogo Majokana, will never tease me for not being a DTM. Fellow Toastmasters, I am DTM Khadifele Moeng. I am now rolling over and looking at the stars. Over to you, Mr. Toastmasters.
She's rolling over and looking at the stars. Don't be jealous, guys. Just give her that. You have to clap. Just guess who's on my screen. Just guess who's on my screen. Just guess who's my screen. Guys, don't be jealous, ne? Just to inspire others. It's not overrated. No. It's not overrated. Ask Rick on the call. Ask Jasmine on the call. Ask Kiamo is also on the call. Ask them, how does it feel when people call you and say, DTM Khadifiele Moeng? This is an inspiring speech. As I said, it starts with you today. She did her final speech with Northriding because of the love that she has for this club. I'm challenging everybody that belongs to this magnificent club to start their journey today and say, I might be a level 2, I might be a level 1, I might be a level 3, but come June 2021, I'll also be delivering my DTM speech. 2 people on the call that I would like to also challenge them. I know they're submitting their documents. They can't sleep. Tando can't sleep because she's submitting a document. Susan can't sleep because she's submitting a document. Soon we'll have DTM Tando and DTM Susan. Thank you very much to everybody that has given us their time to prepare for the speeches. They've given us their time to deliver the speeches. I like the timekeeper's report to tell us how did our speakers do on time. Over to you, Tando. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Nomawethu spoke for 5 minutes, 56 seconds. Sibongile for 7 minutes, 25 seconds. And Khadifele for 8 minutes, 34 seconds. Over to you.
Thank you very much for that time, for that feedback, Tando. And then for now, we're going to hand back to our evaluators to give us feedback. We all know that we can deliver our speeches. And for us to get to the next level, we need somebody to tell us, what are those things that we must look up for? What are those things that we must do better when we're delivering the next speech? And I will hand over to our evaluators. And the first evaluator will be Camille. Camille, who was evaluating Nomawethu's speech. Over to you, Camille.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. Firstly, I'd like to start off and say the goals of the speech was to present a well-researched topic. And I think just from the get-go, I'm going to go out there and say, Nomawethu did a great job. From the start of the speech, it felt like we were getting facts, we were getting citations of facts, and citations of facts in a vocal speech. This is not some news article or something. In a speech, he's saying, this is the stats. This is where I got it from. So on the research perspective, I think Nomawethu did a very, very good job. I was impressed, to say at the very least. I think there was a great use of language. There was a lot of terms that you don't hear too often in speeches or in life in general. Things like unprecedented, globalization. I think the use of language from Nomawethu, phenomenal. Not being flattering, I genuinely enjoyed it. There were some also great tropes used as well in terms of the use of language. Things like adapt or die, a new era. You know, there was a lot of things used in that way, in the right context as well. So as well as being a well-researched speech, it was also a great vocal speech from a language point of view. I thought you covered a lot of bases in a short amount of time, which was really impressive, and in a stylish way, of course. I think there was a little bit of nerves. I think that came out a bit, especially from the beginning portion. And maybe it didn't help that we had people stopping the speech, saying, yo, we need to do this, we need to do that. But obviously you adapted to it well. I think it's been maybe your first speech on the online Zoom platform as well. So just do more. It'll come together there. So I challenge you to do more speeches, Nomawethu, because I know it'll be great going forward. I think another funny thing could be on the nerve topic that usually when we're nervous, you always see the Toastmasters, whenever I do it a lot, is use hand gestures a lot. I feel like I didn't see any hand gestures, but it is a more difficult thing to do in a Zoom meeting. So if you want to incorporate hand gestures to your speech, you have to do so consciously. It's not an easy thing. You know, maybe going to move the webcam down so your hands are more accessible or whatever, but just keep that in mind. You don't have to, but of course, you can keep it in mind. And then lastly, I want to end the way you ended. I think dropping that one quote at the end by Tupac to just sort of, conclude the speech was a very a nice touch to it as well. All around, I think you really accomplished your goals and you gave us a really insightful speech. I enjoyed it thoroughly and I can't wait for your next one, Noma.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that feedback, Camille. I think me and you have to discuss that mic. I think that mic, me and you must meet somewhere and discuss that mic, Camille. I need a mic. So you can't be having such a nice mic and I'm sitting here without a mic. And one thing that I said, and I was corrected, Tando is not just Tando. She is officially Tando Kofu DTM. So if you can see this, DTM, guys, is not overrated. That's why she's wearing a hat like mine, as red as mine, because she is now DTM Tando Kofu. I would like to give us give it to our second evaluator, which is Zakia. Zakia was evaluating Sibongile Mthwepu's speech. Over to you, Zakia, evaluating Sibongile Mthwepu's speech.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Sibongile, you really did take us on a journey away from the Zoom meeting and this bedroom that I'm in, and took us to a place that we can't imagine beyond just, just being there. Your enthusiasm came through beautifully. You can see how passionate you are about, or were about, watching the launch and about space and space travel. You shared with us the evolution of space travel, the changes in the parachute, in the pressure suits, and you gave us good, well-researched and well-presented information about the comprehensiveness of the testing and medical backup, and what the different components that were involved in sending the space, this rocket into space, and the people behind it, and the coming home to Elon Musk. So I think in terms of your objectives, you absolutely met them. You met them with enthusiasm and with interest. You were smiling, you were very engaged and presented beautifully. And so I loved it and I learned a lot. I think just to challenge yourself, and I say this with much difficulty because I'm not sure exactly how you do it, but to take advantage of the fact that we are using a different platform, and hopefully very soon we'll be meeting in person again, and then you won't have these opportunities, is to see if there's any way you could maybe share some props, photos or something. It's a challenge and an opportunity for the short time. I don't think your vocal variety was monotoned, but I do want to suggest that maybe you want to work on just bringing it out a little more, so a little more variation. But you're not monotoned at all. And I want to say thank you for how you ended it, because I think so much of our travel in this world has been extremely destructive. And so you ended it beautifully with reminding us to bear in mind that we go with safety and peace, and unharmful is not the right word. Grammarian, you did not hear that. It doesn't come to mind. Not doing any harm. So thank you for that, Sibongile. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Camille, for that feedback on Sibongile's speech. And she doesn't need a Madibuseng anymore. Madibuseng was part of her growing journey. At this point, she's not shy anymore. She can stand tall, she can hold a conversation. And one thing that I hope the evaluator will also say it, it's the picture that she had on her background. She had a picture that gave her courage. And that picture made her to stand up and say, today, I'm DTM Khadifele Moeng. I'd like Unandi Ntonga to come back and give us an evaluation on Khadi's speech. Actually, she doesn't even need an evaluation, but I'll give it to Nandi an evaluation. Over to you, Nandi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, and especially Khadifele Moeng DTM. What an accomplishment, yes. Absolutely amazing. I think that just to touch on what your objective was, it was to deliver an after-dinner speech that is entertaining and where you use all the skills you've learned throughout the project. And I think you did a fantastic job at that. Very engaging introduction. And I love how you've shown yourself coming from a timid, no self-esteem village girl to rolling over and looking at the stars, having the title that you once looked at and thought, I can't do that. And now you are actually embracing it. It's absolutely amazing. Your speech was well delivered. You had very good use of body language. Love when you were showing us what happened when you were asked to speak and you like opened your mouth and nothing came out. We felt it with you. We went back in time with you to that moment. So that was a wonderful thing. And you also had the pat on your back that you actually did that. And I also think what came really well that I really love was you weaved in identities into the different people. So you mentioned DTM, but you didn't just mention it as an abstract. You mentioned it in context of this is the person, Andrew, Tsuro, you mentioned Tebogo, Ramahlo, and that humanized it and really brought us into the personal journey that you went through. So that was very good. And you also used a good pause and pitch. So with pausing, you had emphasis on amazing. You just didn't say amazing. You said amazing. So that really helped us to feel the emotion there. And I think overall you did a good job. Points that I would say would have been nice was to keep that after dinner talk going. So at times it felt like I didn't really feel like I was at an after dinner conversation. So to do that, maybe just mention it here and there. And yeah, that's one point for improvement there. I forgot the other thing I was going to say just now. Okay, yeah, that was it. So well done, well delivered speech. You are
As I said, everybody today, for me, they don't matter. I'm sorry, Nandi, but the only person that matters today is Khadi. She's been pushing, and finally. And I said to her the other day, I was on a call with Tebogo Ramahlo and Grant Senzani and Khadi. I said, the only person on this call that's not a DTM is Khadi. And I think it's about time that when we have these conversations, we must start saying, can you only talk to DTMs? And tomorrow I know, because she's a DTM now, she's going to have a lot to say. But thank you to everybody. I don't know how long the timekeeper has set the break for, because we have a break on the program so that we can get to the second part of this program. The second part of this program is when we're inducting the new team. And this is it's going to take this club to great heights. Because if I look at my program, yes?
I was saying, can I give the times for the evaluations?
Yes, please, yes. Before we go that, can you please do that for me?
Okay. Camille spoke for 2 minutes, 33 seconds. Zakia spoke for 2 minutes, 40 seconds. And Nandi spoke for 2 minutes, 58 seconds.
Tando, can you move slightly back so I can take a photo, please?
Tebogo, should I give my Marian report now or later?
Can I just get Tando's picture quickly? So Tando, can you speak again? So you're in speaker view.
Tando, we want that picture, Tando.
Say something nice.
Hello. I really love being a part of this club. It's a great club.
I'm done.
Can I stop speaking?
Jasmine, I think what we can do instead of having the break, I'm sorry, Sibongile, I think instead of the break, can we rather have the grammarian and the UR counters report and then get into the club's business where you guys are inducting? So can we have the moment, because with online, if we break, we're not coming back. So rather let's have Jasmine giving us the grammarian report, and we'll have the UR counter also giving that. Over to you, Jasmine.
Thank you, Tebogo. There's so many DTMs in this house, especially congratulations to the new ones, distinguished Toastmaster. I'm a DTM too, but my one means something a bit different. Don't trust me with any role, especially tonight, because I was so involved and engaged in your speeches that sometimes I forgot to write a few things down. So don't trust me. But still I have a few points. We had nomometo, which you said a very nice combination of words is voice in the wind for rumor, and redefine my life instead of change my life. To put a verbal nail in the coffin of the economy. So you are doing extremely well with words and creating picture. And you use the word of the day once. Simbongile. Mankind can't stay in the cradle forever. I love this expression. And instead of saying that Elon Musk was born in Pretoria, you said the Pretoria boy. Nice way to bring it out. You also use the word of the day once. Gary Feeler. When lives put you down, roll over and look to the stars. I think everybody can see that, lying on the back and looking at the stars. I hope you have a clear sky in Johannesburg today. And then you said, amazing. Friendships, business partner, and future business partners. Amazing. You are also amazing. Then we had a Toastmaster. He had, in one sentence, he made a very good impression and he made a small mistake. No, sorry, that was someone else. But he said she had confidence. She had confidence or she is confident. But also you said a magnificent club. And that's a word we don't hear very often. Carmel incorporated hand gestures, not included, incorporated. Zakia, my role is to listen carefully. So don't tell the grammarian I shouldn't listen to you. Nandi, you made a good word and a nice expression and a mistake in one sentence. Touch on something is nice. Touch on what your objectives was, but plural and was doesn't go together. So objectives were. And you weaved in different personalities. Also nice. Maybe all of you have a list of words were good that you can use instead of good, like decent, respectable, virtuous, and also few for great, like brilliant, magnificent, fantastic. So have more variation of words. Is that back to Mr. Toastmaster Teboho?
Thank you very much to that, Jasmine. Thank you for the report, and we'll definitely try to fix our language, try to fix the codes we use, and try to fix the sentences that we use. And I'd like to give to our and a counter, Mtsabi. Let's welcome Mtsabi giving us our and a counter. Over to you, Mtsabi. You are muted, Mtsabi.
Okay. My report goes like this. Siski, you had one and three na at the end of the sentence. Bongile, you had one and two nas. Teboho, you had three and you have a tendency of using ya and ya at the end of a sentence. Noma, wait, you have three nas. Camille, you have two arms, two ears, and three nas. Zakia, you have four arms, three ears, and you were adding, twice in the middle of sentences. I think that's all for my report. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Let me try not to say yeah. Thank you very much for that report, Mtsabi. So I think for now, we just have to just stretch for 30 seconds. And after stretching, we'll give this opportunity to our outgoing area director, Susan Williams, that's going to handle the new Exco's induction. So let's 30 seconds stretching, and then let's give over to Susan to handle the new incoming Exco induction. 30 seconds, Madam Timekeeper, and then after that, it's over to you, Susan. Thank you.
Samke and Teboho, are you guys still there?
Yes, I am.
Right, let me do a quick screenshot here. It's my final evening SPR, my role as public relations. Thank you. I love it. Samke, are you still there? Yeah, I'm done. I'm efficient.
We were not even ready.
You want me to do
Like,
another
you didn't smile.
Tell
Take
me
another
when
one. You must smile.
Tell me when you are ready.
Oh yeah, I've been smiling. Okay, cool. I'm ready.
You are ready. Okay, I'm going. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to let everyone know 30 seconds is up.
Okay, Samke, quickly. 30 seconds.
Yes.
Yay. Are you ready?
Oh, okay. Am I looking correctly?
I'm
done.
Sorry.
Am I looking?
Yep. Perfect. Thank you. I'm done.
Okay, it's been over a minute now.
Thank you very much to Zakia and the photographing team. Though Khadi didn't answer me with that picture behind her, but it's fine. I will hand over back to Susan to induct the incoming Exco. Susan, over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Teboho. First of all, thank you very much for this honor to be able to do your induction as a new committee. I really appreciate it that you asked me. Will all participants please switch off your videos with only the outgoing officers' videos on so that we can see who are now the officers of the club. Thank you. On behalf of Toastmasters International and District 25, I thank you all for your accomplishments and salute you for your service. You are now discharged from all further duties and responsibilities as officers of Northriding Club, number 073-04408. You may now switch off your videos. Will everybody please unmute yourself and just give the outgoing committee a big round of applause.
Allah, Allah. Woo, woo.
Woo! Thank you. For the new officers now, as I call each one of you, please switch on your videos. The first person to be called is Camille Chiktai, the Sergeant at Arms. Treasurer, Sheila Koloza. Secretary, Kanyisa Ngobeni. Vice President, Public Relations, Samke Mkobo. Vice President, Membership, Nomawethu Ntuli. Vice President, Education, Sibongile Mtweku. And President, Nandi Ntongo. Thank you. Please also unmute yourselves because I'm going to ask you to respond by saying I will after I've read the pledge. I'm here to install the officers of Northriding club number 073-04408, and to prepare them for the challenges that lie ahead. Their collective challenge is to make this club strong and dedicated to helping people from all walks of life, to listen with sensitivity, think creatively, and speak in an effective manner. As I briefly describe the responsibilities of each officer, I'll show the gavel as a symbol of leadership. The Master, will you please spotlight each of the incoming officers as I mention their names and read their pledge? Camille Tricktai. The duties of the Sergeant at Arms are to reserve the meeting space for the proper authorities, make sure that all supplies and materials are properly distributed or displayed at meetings, greet guests and members, and call the meeting to order at the scheduled time. I give you this gavel as a symbol of this charge. Will you perform these duties to the best of your abilities? Please respond.
I will.
Thank you. Sheila Koloza. Please spotlight her. The duties of the Treasurer are to collect dues from the members, send the dues and the membership renewal reports to Toastmasters International, and pay the club's expenses. I give you this gavel as a symbol of this charge. Will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? Please respond.
I will.
Thank you. Kanyisa Ngubeni, please spotlight. Please spotlight Kanyisa. The duties of the Secretary are to keep an accurate record of the members, submit the office list to Toastmasters International after the election, and keep the club charter, constitution, bylaws, and minutes. I give you this gavel as a symbol of this charge. Will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? Please respond.
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Samke Mkobo. Samke, the duties of the Vice President of Relations are to promote the club to the local media, spread the word about membership programs, and attend Toastmasters events. I give you this gavel as a symbol of this charge. Will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? Please respond.
I will.
Nomawethu Ntuli. Please spotlight her. Nomawethu, as the Vice President membership, your duties are to conduct ongoing membership building programs, explain the educational program to prospective members and ask them to join, and follow up on new members and absent members. I give you this gavel as a symbol of this charge. You perform these duties to the best of your ability. Please respond.
I will.
Thank you. Sibongile Mtweku. Sibongile, the duties of the Vice President of Education are to plan successful meetings to help members achieve their educational goals, orient new members to the Toastmasters program as soon as they join, and monitor members' progress. I give you this gavel as a symbol of this charge. Will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? Please respond. Thank you. Nandi Ntongo. Nandi. Having been elected as the president of club number 07304408, you are its chief executive officer and will be expected to preside at all club meetings and at all regular and special meetings of the executive committee. It's your challenge to see that this club enables its members to achieve their educational goals. It is also your challenge to see that your club helps the area, division, district, and Toastmasters International to meet their goals. Please accept the gavel as a symbol of your leadership and dedication to office. The gavel is a symbol of power and authority given to you by the membership of this club. Use it wisely and with restraint. You're a member of your team and a leader. A team is more than a collection of people. It's an emotional force rooted in the feelings, thoughts, and actions of all members with a common goal of achievement, sharing, and mutual support. Work with your team members to create a healthy, dynamic club, a club of which everyone will be proud. Will you, as president, accept this challenge and perform these duties to the best of your ability? Please respond.
With God's help, I will.
Thank you. It is now my pleasure to declare these Toastmasters installed into the offices which they have been elected. Will all club members please switch on their videos and their mics? The growth and development of the Toastmasters program in Northriding Club number 07304408 depends largely on the actions of this group. On your honor, as men and women of Toastmasters, will you pledge to individually and collectively stand by this club, live with it, and work with it throughout the coming year? Will you please all together at a count of 3, I will. 1, 2, 3.
I
will.
will.
Thank you. I wish Northriding Club a very successful year, and I'll turn control over to your new president, Nandi Ntongo.
Nandi, Nandi.
Thank you very much, Suzanne. If I can say, Alice Walker once said that the most common way that people lose their power is that they think they don't have any. I've watched through history, business, and even in my family, how leadership is and the results that are produced depends on the kind of leader and how they exert their power. I used to struggle to believe in the power within me, and it always felt so close, but so far out of reach. I was always the quiet one, the one who, much like Hadi, would rather sit unnoticed until really the first Toastmasters event that I attended. I expected to be completely unnoticed, get a feel for what it was about. And I was quite comfortable with that, comfortable with the idea that nobody knew me except for Hadi, who had invited me. All was well in my complacency when suddenly I heard my name called at table topics. I was trying to process what was happening, and in the brief seconds that my heart picked up its pace, I started and I said something which must have been sensible because applause followed where I had anticipated an awkward silence. You see, that moment activated a power in me which I had allowed to sit dormant and untouched and guarded by fear. Today I stand before you as an incoming president, not by chance, but because I chose to belong to an organization filled with leaders who see the power in you. Leaders like the outgoing executive committee. We have thanked them and praised them throughout this meeting today, but can we please just give the outgoing committee a round of applause? And I also just want to thank specifically Khadi and Tando, whose hard work, resilience, commitment, and dedication has brought this club to where it is at the precipice of becoming distinguished. I am truly filled with hope and motivation because I believe that in each of us, in each of you, there is a power waiting to burst forth, potential waiting to be realized. And with that, there might come challenges that will require us to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, like your first icebreaker speech or your first online speech. But even with those, they are easy to overcome because there is power in you. Fellow members, I believe that as a committee, our vision is for you to realize your own potential, to use the benefits that this club, this Toastmasters organization has for you. And it has many. I have learned that there's so much that this organization gives, but you will only reap as much as you put in. Fellow members, drain yourselves into yourselves all the benefits. As an executive committee, we are looking to get you to become the best version of yourselves. Ignite leaders within the club, grow and connect with each other. Grow in size, in number, in person, in character. We can become distinguished. We are here as an executive committee, and we are standing on the shoulders of the outgoing committee and all those who have supported to grow this club. With you and us working together, no doubt that when we look back this time next year, we will have exceeded expectations. There is power in you. Don't give it up. And remember that the most common way that people give up their power is by believing that they don't have any. You do have power. And together, I hope we can see you realize that power within you. So here's to 2021 year and the next year ahead. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you,
Can
thank
I?
you.
Thank you.
Madam President. One thing that I want you to say to the outgoing committee, you guys did a stellar job. And to the incoming committee, as I said in the beginning of this meeting, it starts with you, it starts today. Siski was a size 13, Nandi is a size 7. So there are bigger shoes to fill. We had Tabang that I didn't say much about her because I didn't see her on the picture, but she did a stellar job getting the program filled, making sure that every meeting ran into order. To the outgoing committee, I'd like you guys to do a nice handover to the incoming committee so that it makes their job easier. To the incoming committee, I want to wish you nothing but the best. This is going to be a long 10 months of challenges, of tears, of fighting, of arguments. But one thing that I'd like you to do, never give up on the cause. And the cause are your members. The course is the club. No matter how the going gets tough, but don't ever, ever give up on your club members. And I want to wish you to say, you guys have a Division S speaking champion. Are you going to have a Division S evaluation champion? Are you going to have a Division S table topic champion? And this is the year where you guys are also going to produce the first DTM of this club. And for me, I've played my role. I've been part of this club, and I enjoyed every moment. I enjoyed every meeting that I was invited to come to this club. And today, I'm proud to say, guys, you guys did a stellar job. You deserve everything that you have. You might miss one member to get to 20, but you guys have done so much as a club. Stiski, you've done so much as a president. Tabang, you've done so much as a VPE. Sibongle, you are part of the outgoing Exco. Camille, you were there. Zakia, you did so much to get the club where it was. And I like you, Mutsabi. I know when you were there, you always wanted your 10 rands. But I like to say to everybody, keep the fire burning. Keep the club going strong. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Tando, Khadi, this has been one of your greatest achievements. If you guys don't see it, you'll never see it today. You'll see it 5 years from today. You guys have started something. This is your legacy. Don't let go of this legacy. You started a club. Within a year, it had a speaking champion. Within a year, it had an area director. Not just an area director. She's also running a team of the PR program. You guys have done so much as a team. You've got one guy that you must never underestimate in that club. Camille Chikte is one awesome dude that you guys will never and don't ever underestimate him. I'm sorry Richard is not on this call, but you've got a future champion in Richard. Thank you very much, guys. And for everything that I've said, I wish you all the best. I wish you nothing but success in 2020 and 2021. And to Nandi and your team, I wish you all the best. To Heidi and Tando, thank you very much. Susan, you've pushed this team to be where it was as an area director. Rick has always been there. A lot of people helped you guys. Teboho is here. We've got Jasmine. Jasmine, please, when the club is short of 5 rands, please don't forget to help them with donations. You're the incoming money person, so don't forget to help them. Division Amazing, thank you for joining in, and thank you for everybody that joined in this call. Thank you very much. I saw there's a moment of photography. Zakia, do your magic and take a picture.
Sorry, Mr. Toastmaster.
Yes, ma'am.
I would just like to correct you there. We don't have Richmond, or I don't know what you said, but we have Raymond. His name is Raymond. Raymond, yes.
You're lucky he's not here today, Tebo.
Oh, Hadi.
I had to do that. I'm a DTM. I have to correct people.
Yes.
Zakia, do your magic. The picture is there. Can everybody switch on their cameras for Zakia to do her magic for a group picture, please?
Camilla, you're going to do it. You got a bigger screen.
Toliswa, Tanaka, please. Piliswa. Asha Queen.
Kilisizwe.
Yes, please.
Guys, my camera is currently undisposed, so I can't take a proper picture with you guys.
Happy. Only so you waiting for your.
Toliswa.
There we go. Nice.
Take another one. Let me smile. Everyone say Khadi.
Khadi.
too.
Thank you very much for that. I'll hand back to the
DTM.
DTM.
Nandi, over to you. The DTM is the problem. Over to you, Nandi. Thank you, guys.
Oh gosh.
Shine, Khadi, shine.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is tonight Susan's last evening as our area director? Okay, then we I don't know, Suski, do you have something planned? I think just to acknowledge how much Susan has done for us. Or we just impromptu it? Suski, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Suski,
Hi, you were saying, Zakia?
I was saying tonight is Susan's last night as our area director. So I was just checking if you had something planned, or shall we impromptu it to acknowledge everything she's done for us?
We'll impromptu it.
Okay.
Mm.
You can impromptu it then.
Okay. Is she still here?
Yes.
Hi, Susan. Oh gosh, my speaker is missing. Hi. Thank you so very much for all the help and the support you've given us throughout your mentorship program with us. And I've learned so much. And I'm sure we all have and will forever be grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Suski.
Thank you,
Thanks a lot.
Susan. Really appreciated everything you did for us here.
Thanks, Zakia. I really loved being at Northriding. I think if I ever switch a club, it may be to Northriding.
We need a member.
There's one member short.
Don't say this out loud because I'm hated.
Today,
switch now.
This week is a good week to switch, Susan. We need one member.
I know.
Guys, can I just say something to Susan?
Please.
Okay, Susan, I would just like to thank you and Lynette for helping Northriding to make sure that we achieve the best that we need to achieve. Myself and Tando as the coach of Northriding, Northriding wouldn't have achieved what they have achieved if they didn't have a mentor like you and Susan. So I would just like to thank you for your guidance, for your leadership. I honestly believe that you're a great leader and continue doing what you're doing. And I believe that the world has so much to offer you. Just open your hands and receive those opportunities. Never shy away from whatever that the world is throwing at you, and know that if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. That is my favorite quote. I'm just leaving you with that. Embrace all the challenges that you're going to face, and know that behind those challenges, there are definitely more victories after the challenges. Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you,
Over
Khadi.
to you, Madam President.
Where did Susan go? Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. If I can just jump in quickly to Susan and Lynette in Lynette's absence. We really appreciate your time and taking each moment to come and be with us and help us grow. It really has set a very good foundation for us going forward. And I'd just like to hand over to Siski, our immediate past president, to close.
Nandi, I wasn't expecting this. Oh boy. Wow, what an evening. On behalf of the entire team, thank you to all the members of Northriding Toastmasters, to all the members of from other clubs. Thank you so much. We are just one member away from achieving distinguished status, and I am sure we will have that member by the end of this month. And I would like to say, if any of us have knowingly or unknowingly hurt someone in whatever way, my sincere apologies. It was not intentional. And I would like to wish the new Exco all the success in the coming year. May we achieve greater heights and continue to grow as leaders and speakers. Let us make the new year more rocking than ever before. Please stay safe and healthy, and let's take our club one more step forward. Thank you. Our meeting is adjourned for tonight. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Siski. This has been a great meeting.
Thank you, everyone. I really enjoyed your meeting.
Yes,
It was
just
lovely.
like
Beautiful meeting.
Bye
See you in the
bye.
next one,
Thank
guys.
you, Siski.
Thank
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.